All right, it's a one-on-one map, and in the upper right, down one game, surprisingly so. His ID is?
I am MVP.
MVP. Definitely not happy with, from that previous game. He's going to have to really try to perform better this time around. On the opposite side of the map, we have the Tau Terran. His ID is?
Bounty.
FXO GuMiho.
You look at a shot of him, it's like got the Mr. Clean guy playing in there.
Oh, wow. All right. So.
Now, if you're GuMiho, Artosis, let's do a little bit of theory crafting here. Let's say you're GuMiho, and you're looking at this game. You're up one game. You clearly MVP wants to be on this map. He picked this map.
Yeah.
Would you? What would you do? Would you cheese? Is that too predictable? Would you say, wait a minute?
I would not do that.
You would not.
What I would do is if I'm GuMiho, because here's the thing, GuMiho is an underrated player overall. He actually is very good. He has a very sloppy style.
Oh,
so
I think you're misunderstanding my question. I was saying, if you're GuMiho, what would you do?
Yeah, no, exactly. So I'm trying to get into that.
Please, sorry,
I think he's an underrated player. I have to kind of give some backstory to why I think this, because he has 2 chances now to knock out MVP. This map and then a map of his choosing. I think he should go with exactly what his plan was to the letter for this map. I think he should do that on both the following maps and just try to take out a win. The first win, I don't think he expected it to go quite like that, but you know what? Just give 2 honest, straight-up efforts right now, because MVP is going to be playing very safe. He realizes that if he loses one game here, he's on the brink of elimination going down to Code A. That is not what MVP wants. He wants another championship before Nestea gets his 4th. So I would just go ahead, play a standard game, and hope that MVP maybe over-defends a little bit, or maybe you get lucky again with that Cloak Banshee. Something like that.
It's an interesting way to look at it, Artosis. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, so looks like GuMiho's SCV should not get by. Oh, no, excuse me. By the way, interesting enough, even though MVP picked this map, he has 4 wins and 6 losses on it. He actually has a worse record, excuse me, than GuMiho does.
Yeah, that's
kind of weird.
Well, both players expanding very, very quickly. GuMiho is going to go right into Barracks play, whereas MVP got both his gases right away, so likely we're going to see him jump right up into a Banshee.
All right, the Marines are coming out.
GuMiho likes his double Marine pressure, man.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Well, you know what it is that so many Terrans are cutting corners early on in TDT, especially in Command Center first builds, that you can sometimes send out 2 Marines and you might get much more than you invested out of that attack.
Well, if your 2 Marines meet 1 Marine or meet the Marines out of position, then they beat them.
Yeah.
And then it's like you start killing off SCVs and things get dicey very quickly.
Well, Terran units in general are pretty fragile. They deal a ton of damage, but if they're dealt damage in the proper way, they just disappear. So hold that thought. We're going to have him push in here. Looks like the bunker will finish before the Marines can do any more damage.
So MVP going to be completely safe for now. He is getting a reactor in the meantime, as well as a factory. Maybe seeing some Hellions once again. Cue the Terran music.
Yep. This is the good Terran song,
yeah,
man.
I love this song, man.
This is the one that's on the guitar.
Is this on a guitar? I can't ever tell what instrument this song.
No, this is on an electric guitar.
You tell me this was on the brass kettle, and I'd be like, all right.
This is playing an oboe, Artosis. That's what an oboe sounds like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right, so he's upgrading attack now.
Very quick attack upgrade.
Yeah.
Very quick.
We might see some kind of timing here. Also, it does appear that GuMiho will probably just continue to go mass infantry, considering he's getting infantry upgrades very early on. And as I say that, combat shield starts up.
Yeah, it's +1 and combat shields. It's nice to get those quite early. Now, he did just scan MVP. Look at that. Beautiful
nice
scan. Money scan. In fact,
big
Caduceus reactor.
Oh.
He's tricking him out.
And now he cancels it.
And he's getting a Raven. All right, so we're going to see mech from MVP.
Is it Caduceus or Caduceus?
No, it's not Confucius. It's Caduceus.
No, Caduceus. Okay.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, is it Fiducious? like fiduciary responsibility? I was like, oh my god.
No.
What does caduceus mean?
That is an ancient Greek god of healing, or maybe Roman god of healing. That's the name of their staff.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Of course.
Oh, I get like nerd chills.
Yeah. The people who made StarCraft are some really cool nerds,
Sick
man.
nerds,
They are
man.
some
There's some
in-the-know
boss
nerds. Well, we have Mech from MVP happening, which is really cool because Mech is the best strat for TBT.
It is. So it is. Actually, I like this. He's been the 5-time nominator. MVP has. And the win rate for his players that he is nominated to play against is 4 wins and 1 loss.
Wow. Well, only a loss against Curious. That's interesting. Well, MVP, as we said, still the favorite to get out of this group, I would say, even though he lost that game.
Oh, yeah.
Now, GuMiho just going for a pretty standard bio play, it looks like. And he's going to have to go, of course, Marine Marauder. And hopefully go into Siege Tanks later on if he wants to win. Well, MVP, this is just looking very standard for him. Will MVP make some mistakes and get out of position? Or will he, take that third base? I wonder if he's going to hit one of those timings that Terrans likes so much with Mech, where, he's using his point defense drones to stop Marauder fire and just chasing everything
Oh, it's
down.
like one of those pushes they do like exactly at 150.
Yeah, the 150.
The 150 push.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it.
I want to call it like the hang bang push.
The what?
Hang bang push, man. Don't you remember the hung bang push in StarCraft 1?
Oh, I get it. All right.
It kind of reminds me of that, actually. It's like this kind of funny little timing that you have where you don't even siege your tanks. You just kind of go towards Protoss, and you're like, ah! Your vultures are hitting their dragoons, and dragoons are trying to run, and you just feel good about yourself. All right, anyways.
Oh, he's going to have a reactor Vikings coming out here now. Now, GuMiho probably, I can't be for sure, but he may suspect that there's still a Banshee on the map. That Banshee never came that he expected to have come get him.
No, he never came to get him, man. It's like the monster under his bed as a child. He knows it's there, but guess what? It's not actually there.
Yeah. You check under the bed. Monster pulls you under there.
That would suck.
That would suck, man.
All right, so GuMiho with a very small force up here. He's got to be careful. If he tries to engage MVP's army for even a second, he'll lose everything. That entire
overextending.
And here we go. Will we see a point defense drone?
Yes, we will.
And now everything will go down.
You know what's so interesting about that? I want to talk about that engagement because there was a lot of smart moves that were done there. He waited until all the Marines were gone because basically GuMiho's going to keep attacking until a point defense drone is put down.
Yeah.
So he waits until there's just enough Marines gone that there's the only weapons Marauders. Yeah. And then he just throws down the point defense drone.
Yeah.
And that's how he won that battle.
Yeah, and that was really sloppy of GuMiho. You cannot be out on the map against Mech quite like that early. If he had a bigger group, then he's going to be a little bit more fine. But especially with the Raven out. The Raven is the whole point of being able to move around the map right now against Bio as a Mech player.
Does he have enough energy for another point defense drone?
Yes, he does.
Uh-oh. This means that we will probably see the push go directly in there.
And GuMiho's been spending a lot of money on Vikings.
Oh, nice. He baited out. He baited that out beautifully.
And in fact, yeah, that's a good bait out of that point defense drone. No doubt about it. Right now, MVP's going to have to think about going home. The Viking War is in GuMiho's favor right here.
Do you think he should just land to go in?
That's if he really wants to go in, which he might. He cannot just lose the air war, though. That is not a good idea.
I'm surprised, actually, that GuMiho's not chasing him a little bit harder there. There's not really a ton of anti-air.
Yeah, there are a few Marines in there.
But I feel like if he got the right angle, he just mow that down.
Actually, there's 7 Marines in there. So if he goes over the Marines, he's going to be owned. But
yeah, if he just gets at a corner, though.
Yeah. Well, GuMiho has secured his third base. MVP has withdrawn for now. I think that's a decent withdrawal. Maybe he could have landed and gone in and killed an army. But the thing is, once you get down below a certain amount of units buffering your siege tanks, then the rallied Marines and Marauders out of the barracks are going to just own you. So it was a good choice. I do feel tasteless.
All right, now GuMiho feeling perhaps he has a bigger, more secure army. He's going to go out and try to control the map. I do love the location that MVP is expanding to. And I also love that factory just planted down to that expansion over there. He's going bio. He doesn't need that. Oh, nice. Is he going to land this inside the main? He could take out so many SCVs.
Yeah, that could be quite nice. And in fact, the SCV is going to battle him. Oh my God. And here's his army out in the open, but the Hellions out of position.
Oh, but he's still going to win this battle.
Even if he does, he's lost so many SCVs. Oh my God, he's lost a lot of SCVs. 25 have been lost by MVP. GuMiho playing a very nice game, catching MVP out of position there in multiple ways.
He could park this right over GuMiho's army.
Yep. And now,
oh, that's
down
so
they
good.
go.
That was so well done by MVP. Oh my God.
Indeed.
Damn, he's good.
But MVP, he's in some trouble, man. Losing 26 SCVs is never good. He's at 37 against the 64 of GuMiho. That was a really nice little set of things done by GuMiho, but, you know, this is a dangerous time. If MVP decides to counterattack right now, we may hit some sort of base trade scenario, or we may see GuMiho just try to hold his ground. The supply is pretty similar. The army of MVP is slightly bit better, and that point defense drone going to help out a ton right now, taking out Medivacs in 2 seconds. And those Marauders are going to have to get out of there.
I don't know, man. I think GuMiho's just losing too much at this point in time. I mean, all right, we have one Viking over here being dropped to do something for GuMiho, get some SCVs at least.
I got to say, I like that. I like that single Viking in there. It's costing him a lot of mining time and all that. Even, almost killing off SCVs. And here we go. Oh, out of position once again. MVP is Hellions too far ahead there. He's got to be really careful here. He needs enough buffers.
You know what's interesting? Actually, GuMiho has more supply right now.
Yeah.
Due to the few exchanges that have happened in the last 2 minutes.
Well, you know, that third base is really helping him out. It's kicking in. He's really getting his macro under control. In fact, he's got 1-1 upgrades against no upgrades of MVP. But, you know, MVP doing a great job with his Vikings. Oh, man, just slaughtering off Medivacs. Makes every stim, every tank splash just do so much more if they can't be healed.
All right, so he's going to have a little drop coming in over here. Meanwhile, the pressure's really starting to come in here for GuMiho, as you can see. Oh, actually, hold that thought. He looks like he might be able to get this command center if MVP can't defend it in time. All GuMiho will have to do if he gets that command center is just hold up and push.
Oh, no Marines there. A few Marines do finally come out, but the damage has been done.
That was really nice by him, taking out those Medivacs.
Yeah, that was
saying, all right, I got to contain on you now. I just don't want you to drop me.
Quite true. And you know what? GuMiho was moving out for perhaps a flank, and MVP going home. Very smartly done. He does not want to get flanked right now. If he got flanked with this small army he has, he would be absolutely crushed. He needs to get into a very defensive position and weather the storm for now.
All right, he's sieging up over here by the, well, where his third base would have been. But this is bad, man.
Yeah.
This is really bad for MVP, guys. I mean,
well,
MVP's doing a good job, but he's down in supply. He does not have his third base up and running. The fourth base has already been taken from GuMiho. It looks like the Baleen nerd might be turned into lipstick Artosis.
Perfume. Oh, man. All right, so GuMiho doing a little bit of harassment here, but I gotta say, you know, there are things working for MVP. He's picked off a ton of Medivacs. He killed all his opponent's Vikings. He's stabilizing in the center, and that's all he really needs to do for now. He doesn't have to go kill GuMiho right now.
Yeah, he just needs to build up his siege tank.
Yeah, and he's making a turret ring as well, so he can't be dropped, he can't be harassed anymore. He has more turrets in his main, and that is so important. That's the most important thing for him to do at this moment. So he is safe, he cannot die right now, and what he needs to do basically is just tighten up everything. Just get really, really tight and max out, because GuMiho's going to max ahead of him. So as long as he maxes right behind, he's going to be more cost efficient.
Now remember, the one advantage that Marine has, or this is not StarCraft 1, a Marine Marauder Medivac has is the mobility. Now look, he can come in here and attack. He might even want to just go for some of these, but point defense round. I was going to say go for some of those siege tanks. Now he's going to come in from the other side, going towards the main.
Indeed, a nice move there by GuMiho. A really nice move indeed.
Oh, man.
Don't forget, though, he has no Medivacs with this army.
So that army's going to die very quickly to siege tank volleys if he can get siege tanks positioned over there. All right, taking out Tech Labs. Some siege tanks sieging up. GuMiho adroitly runs away, takes out the starport.
Very well done by GuMiho. Going to kill off a lot of SCVs once again. MVP will clean up this
Oh
little
my god,
army.
even more SCVs being hit at the expansion.
That's right. Oh man, he's just slaughtering SCVs on 55 have been killed this game so far.
I don't know, man. I question the number of options that MVP has, even MVP being MVP, has right now to come back and win this against GuMiho. GuMiho's playing really well. He has punished MVP so much in this very fragile mech process that it's such a long road ahead for MVP to really get maxed out and have that bulk where he can move out on the map. But in the meantime, GuMiho could just keep acquiring bases on the map.
Yeah.
And he could even switch into mech himself.
You know, it would be really smart of GuMiho to start switching his tech up at least a little bit, whether it's add in a lot of siege tanks or it's switch to Sky Terran. Either one would be really smart because nicely he's built for himself.
I like the Sky Terran one, especially because he shot down that starport. That's so smart.
That's actually a very good point, shooting down that starport. We know that MVP probably won't remake that too quickly, just based upon the fact that his economy's been shattered. Basically, all he needs to do right now, MVP, is turtle completely. Because GuMiho may be going for killing blow. MVP doesn't really know, and in fact, that looks like exactly what he's going to do.
He's going to go for a huge drop here, GuMiho is.
A death drop coming up.
A doom drop.
A destruction drop.
A dubstep drop. That's how sick it is. Now, you know, there's a lot of places he could hit, too.
Oh, man.
I mean, the Vikings are clearly, their priority is to defend the expansion. They're not defending. I'm a little bit disappointed that MVP did not have complete total defense everywhere to defend this. All right. Remember, he can get that orbital, guys, and that's actually a lot.
Yeah. Anything he kills at this point is a lot, for sure.
Yeah.
And in fact, MVP leaving his third base.
Oh, man.
His third base will be destroyed, no doubt.
All right, so the siege tanks may siege up here. Oh, nice. And he runs away. Oh, my God. This is so well done by him. And he's just going to take out the factory units and move up to the front. Nice, taking out some Vikings. Marauders are very good against Vikings. That works as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised GuMiho didn't hit the third during this, but does it matter at this point?
Well, GuMiho doesn't have to win every exchange. In fact, he might not even have to win most of his exchanges at this point in time.
You're quite right.
It's 100 supply to 163 supply. Nice. Take out the gases. That's another thing that works great against mech. And another drop coming in over here where the turrets are. That medevac will not entirely unload, but still, these turrets have to be remade. These factory units have to remax. I think we're about to see the Game Genie Terran go down.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose his first match.
I mean, look at that. He's actually sniping even the little SCVs here and there.
Yeah, very well done. Sniping turrets as well. That's something that MVP has to rebuild. Wait, is he just going to let another drop come in? Can't do that. MVP has been picked apart. You know, and this game was really interesting because GuMiho did a couple little things that really tore MVP up. Yeah. Landing that factory at the normal third base of MVP, very smart move. You know, that really slowed MVP down from making anything over there. If he had seen this drop coming, for instance, the big death drop that we just saw, he could have intercepted
like
Vikings.
3 sensor towers. Oh my God, those are all mules, guys. Not being used. That's so much money that is not going to go to him. And look at this. He goes for these tanks. The tanks can die so fast to Marauder shots. Killing 2 tanks alone is more than worth it for that drop, but yet wasn't able to use his mules either back there. Oh, here we go again. Just whittling down that siege tank line.
Yeah.
There's not much MVP can do about it.
Yeah, he's pretty dead. And, you know, to go back to the things that GuMiho did that were really great, that factory landing over there, and then the land of the Vikings in the main base.
We don't see that enough.
That was a beautiful move.
You know that's interesting. I'm sorry, I kind of ran over you there, but I just wanted to say, like, you know, it's interesting. Dustin Browder was talking about, you know, how the Vikings would probably use a lot for harassment and stuff like that. And then we didn't see that. And I was always kind of surprised. I thought the same thing. We probably didn't drop more. And then now we're seeing it. GuMiho's doing it very effectively. And GuMiho is sticking with his style, which is one where he's just doing a ton of different stuff. None of it's coming out really cleanly. Yeah. But it's so hard to keep up with him. Yeah. Because even if his attacks aren't going cleanly, guess what? He's also been making stuff nonstop back in his base.
Well, now he has siege tank stasis, and this is like a killing type of thing right here. Having siege tanks added in it's just too much. Oh boy. GuMiho just slaughtering.
I can't believe MVP is probably going to lose this. I'm just so surprised.
I would say he's probably going to lose. I GuMiho played well. GG.
Oh my God.
MVP made some mistakes. GuMiho played very well. He caught him off guard several times in both
Unbelievable.
games.
The Bailey nerd has been harpooned, Artosis.
He has, man.
He's been harpooned.
And you know what? GuMiho is not going to do medical testing on him.
Let's see if MVP can manage to get out of this. Is this going to be Free Willy, Artosis?
I don't know, but I tell you what, his fin is to the side right now.
Yes,
Tasteless.
yes, this is true. And it looks like the Tal Terran was dominant today.
MVP, you better move over because GuMiho's here.
I can't believe how well GuMiho played in those games.
He was a killer.
He was actually ahead, like, from the get-go. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how long MVP can stay in a game.
Well, you know, there were some flaws from MVP.
There were.
His turret ring was a little bit late. When those Vikings landed, he decided to engage them with his
the
SCVs.
Yeah,
and
what was that?
to be honest, running them away would have been much better. He lost so many SCVs. His macro fell apart. He was out of position several times. A big part was when he was going up to deal with those, his Hellions went first, and the tanks were behind, and then GuMiho ran in and stemmed. That slowed everything down, allowed the Vikings to do even more damage, while also picking off some of his siege tanks, getting rid of that critical mass he's trying to build up to.
That's actually very well said,
yeah,
Artosis.
all in
Everything
all.
you said there was exactly right.
Thank you.
And you know what? When you're doing mech is like the hardest thing to do TVT. But if you do it perfectly, there's almost no way to be stopped. But
Not by bio, absolutely.
Not by bio, because if you have 20 siege tanks, they're not going to die. But GuMiho did a good job. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we get back, we're going to go on to our next best of 3. So please stay tuned.
We're too young to figure out